Hi everyone, and welcome back to the CrowsCast. I really hope I've managed to sort the microphone out today. I know it was a bit up and down on the last one. I've also added some, I guess, piano music into the background. I don't know about anybody else, but piano music is very relaxing to me. And well, life's a bit stressful at the moment, so a little bit of relaxation never hurts, right? So that's going to be going on in the background for probably the whole thing. Hopefully, providing no ads kick in. It shouldn't do. I hope. Yeah, welcome back to the CrowsCast, and I hope you're all having a great day. Let's ramble our way to the future, shall we? To a better future. So, the last one, I had to kind of lie to myself to really get it out. I wanted to do it through Twitch originally because when it's when you're streaming on Twitch, it's people can just watch it immediately, and at that point, it doesn't matter if you make a mistake or if it's perfect, because nothing's perfect, and you make mistakes, and that's okay. So what I ended up doing, because of the fear and the anxiety that was causing, I just recorded it, and I sat there and I lied to myself throughout the whole thing, saying, that it's okay, I can fix it, I can post, like I can edit it, I can shorten it, I can change things, I can equalize the noise, my voice, things like that. And yeah, that didn't happen. I just threw it straight up on YouTube, and well, not only YouTube, it's gonna be on Spotify as well. There's gonna be a link in the description for that. Why is it going on Spotify and YouTube? Because honestly, like, have you ever sat on your phone and been listening to like a YouTube video, and then your phone just goes off and then everything just cuts, and you're just like, I was in the middle of watching something, or listening to something. Spotify fixes that. You just turn your phone off, or turn the screen off, and just put some headphones in and chill. That's kind of what I want. I just want people to be able to listen. Anyway, the last one, I talked about a lot that was going on in my life, and this is 2 days later. Yeah, like life hasn't. It's changed a lot in 2 days, but it's not. That feeling is still there. Like that's not changed, and that's okay. Like, emotions don't go away immediately. They don't. I used to think that I was someone that could go through something terrible and just sit there for about an hour, think it through logically, and then that's it. It's over. It's done. And yeah, that felt like it worked, but emotions don't follow logic. They never do. The time where you think you've dealt with it, you really need to double check that you haven't just pushed it down. Throughout most of my life, that's all I've done, is push emotions down, push feelings down, push everything down. I remember talking to people, and let's just say after I got out of hospital, I talked to people and they were like, you sound really happy, you sound really good, like you've gone through it, like everything's fine. And at the time I did. But when you have a doctor tell you that you're dying, you can't just, get over that immediately. Felt like I did, but I didn't. And yeah, like right now I'm in a better position healthy wise in my life. Like health wise, I'm not dying anymore. That's great. Doctor told me I had like a few years left to live. I just changed that. I don't really know how, but I did. I guess I found something worth fighting for in my life. And I pushed through it. That it sounds so bizarre, but you hear stories like that every day. You just have to know where to look. And I was thinking about that yesterday. It's like I got through that. I've gone through a lot. Why can't I get through this? What's hitting me so hard that I'm struggling to get through what's currently going on in my life? then it hit me. I didn't care about myself as much as I used to. I really got like a heavy codependency on the person that I was with and the people that were around me. Every time something would pop up into my mind that was bad, I would go straight to gaming and hanging out with friends. It's all I did. I just sat here and I gamed all day. And I ignored everything that was going on around me because I didn't know how to deal with it. And yeah, like, I've had therapy before. I've seen a psychologist. I've done that. And it does help. And I recommend anybody that's going through a hard time to do that. At the same time, for myself, I realized no matter how much help people were trying to give me, it was up to me to change myself. And I didn't do that. And that lack of change is what's caused one of the harder things to happen to me currently. And that's also okay, you know? Like, we get stuck sometimes. We do. We're human beings. We get stuck. We fall over. It's up to ourselves to pick ourselves back up. I'm not saying don't rely on people, because sometimes, yeah, people can help you a lot. At the end of the day, it's up to you to change you. Nobody else can do that for you. That's the trap I fell into. For the last 2.5 years, I've had someone, this amazing person, this literal godsend of a person, sitting there, barely focusing on themselves and just trying so hard to change me. Talking to me about ways that I can change until they were blue in the face, and I look back on it now and I can see that it was destroying them to see the fact that I wasn't changing. Because they were the type of person that they are the type of person that cares so much about someone and does not want to leave them. They don't want to leave them behind. And person that I'm talking about, she listens to these. She listened to the last one, and I know she's going to listen to this one. And yeah, you have been a massive impact in my life. I know you know that. I've been really working on myself over the past few days. I came to this conclusion that everything that I was doing was for someone else as well. And I realized short term that might sound great, but 2 weeks down the line, when things are feeling a little bit lighter, I'll just slip back into gaming and bad habits and not being able to change. So I had to ask myself, you know, where did my motivation come from? Where is this feeling of wanting to change coming from? And at first I thought, it's pain. Pain is the thing that's making me want to change. And it's great and all, but I can't always be in pain to change, can I? Not to mention, when you're pain motivated, you try so hard to change and fix things, but as soon as things get a bit easier, you stop. So I sat there and I worked on that. I literally sat there and I wrote it out. I listened to a lot of things to try and figure out what I could do to change that. And I realized that the pain is what starts me changing. The love is what gets me to carry on. Once again, that's great, but if it's love for someone else, as soon as that love fades, you're going to stop. Love isn't logical. Love doesn't sit there and stay around all times. Anybody that's been in a relationship can realize this, that probably knows this. You spend your time with someone for, like, when you get to know someone, there's this spark, this like heat, this want to just talk and learn and do everything you want with them and share everything with them. 2-3 years down the line, slowly starts to fade because you have less to talk about, you have less to learn, or at least it feels that way. People change every single day. You have so much to learn about someone all the time. And it's up to you to never stop doing that, because that learning, that's what brings that spark, that want, that need, that love. It's truly amazing when you can take a step back and realize that you've made mistakes and you're okay with that. When you can forgive yourself the things that you call stupid that you've done, it's outstanding. And yeah, I sat down, I talked with this person, and I said to them, I realized that they've tried so hard, and they laughed at me because, I'm putting in the effort to change now after all of this. That's okay. I asked them if they could forgive me for it, because I forgive myself for it. That's the big thing. Yeah, someone forgiving you is awesome, but if you don't forgive yourself, if you can't sit there and say to yourself that you forgive yourself, then it's just going to weigh on you, and it will eat you up. So yeah, I forgive myself for not putting in that extra time, that effort, that energy, for not trying hard enough, for sitting there and saying that I'm going to change, I'm going to change, I'm going to change, and then not. The first podcast marked the start of what I want to say is going to be a journey in my life, and I plan on using these to document it. I would love to get other people to talk to as well, maybe in like a different podcast style. I don't know. We'll see how where that goes. But this is gonna be a documentation of my life, of me rambling my way to a better future. For the first time in a long time, I can see that future. I hit a place in my life where I have two paths. It's a crossroads. I either just roll over, give up, and accept everything that's happening, fall into that depression that I've been stuck in for so long, and I just waste away. I lose everything. Or I work on changing myself. I work on following that goal that I have said that I've had for a while. I want to be someone that can run their own business. I want to be someone that is so confident in themselves again that people look at you like, who is this person? They want to know. And I want to be able to love myself. And I want to be able to use that self-love as motivation. Yeah, there's more, of course, that I want to be, but life is what you make it. It really is. I do apologize, by the way, if I am repeating anything that I said in the last one. This, as I said before, this isn't like this isn't bullet pointed out. There's no script to this. It's just letting my mind go. And I was talking to friends about this. It's like I could sit here and I could talk to them about this. But I'm going to filter myself so hard and so much. Because I don't usually like showing emotions to people. I don't like showing them. I've had a friend say to me that I'm good at talking about my shit. Excuse the language, but I am when I need to be, yeah. But usually I'm only good at talking about my stuff and my problems when someone else is going through a hard time and they just want the advice. And I don't like jamming advice down people's throats, don't get me wrong, I don't. But sometimes I really hope my own life experiences can maybe give someone that light bulb moment, that moment of, oh, maybe this is how I could change. Maybe this is something that I could fix. Maybe, this person has gone through this and the advice they're giving me is helpful. Maybe. I hope this podcast, like this like a series, this journey that I plan on showing you, that I plan on going through with all of you, can do that for someone. If it doesn't, that's okay. As I said yesterday, this is my therapy. Anyway, let's get back to life and emotions and the fun things to talk about. I started looking for like a new apartment for myself, and I don't make really a lot of money, so me getting a new apartment is it felt like it was impossible. And guess what appeared? A place, options, ways of getting it, ways of having the money to do that. I'd be living alone, and that honestly scares the hell out of me, but at the same time, like, I will want to keep myself occupied. And instead of gaming and doing nothing, that way of occupying my brain would be improving my life, And maybe that's a great thing. It's an amazing thing. And I know things don't tend to just improve overnight. They don't. But if you put the work in, and I don't mean the physical work in, if you put the mindset work in, you work on your brain, your mind, you work on your soul, you work on that deep part of you, things can change in a blink of an eye and you won't even realize. I started doing a course that amazing person that I was talking about actually, they've given me access to it, and it's helping a lot. It's helping a lot. Yesterday was a day that I was actually dreading, because yesterday was the day where I hit the floor and everything finally sinks in. And I wasn't sad. Well, I was, yeah, of course I was, but I was proud. And I was so proud of myself as well. Because instead of letting it kill me, instead of letting myself sit there and just be in depression about it, I healed my problems. I healed the pain that I was going through with that day. I worked on myself a lot, and I felt that drive come back. That worthiness. I showed myself something that I haven't shown myself in a very long time. That I am capable. That I am a strong person that can do what I want to. The saying of the world is yours, all you have to do is grasp it. It's true. There's a process and a pattern to everything. You can just figure it out. There you go, it's yours. come to the conclusion that the mindset work really is like, yeah, doing the physical things is also important, but you do the mindset work first, then you do the physical work. You need both. Say you want to be a billionaire, you do all of the hard physical work, you become a billionaire. How happy are you, honestly? Some people will just be like, oh, I'm happy anyway, because money, I can buy anything I want. But eventually, money can't buy the things that truly matter to you. You know, do the mindset work. Be happy with yourself. Love yourself. Become a billionaire whilst you do it. Money is just a neutral tool. I love the tangents that I can just kind of randomly go on with this. It's very, very mind clearing, and I don't know what it is. Like just talking this out with this is the thing that's always in my mind when it comes to this. No one could watch or listen, or thousands of people could, and it's never really clicked in my mind. Like I've made YouTube videos before, I've streamed a lot before. That's been a normal thing for me. When I was streaming, I was so focused on the numbers that just improving the stream, making it more entertaining for other people. That was all that mattered, and I ended up not. Like, I just stopped because the improvements that I was going with were amazing, but at the same time, the pullback to it, the people that were coming, it was slow. It was a trickle, and I lost all of my motivation. Same with YouTube. It's actually funny because when I was younger, the first time I ended up like getting stuck in hospital and all that, I ended up making a God, it makes me sit here and I guess the word would be cringe a little at myself for doing that, but at the same time, it's pretty much the same thing I'm doing now. This podcast, I kind of did the same thing. I made a video where I talked about dreams, like wanting to go through with them, wanting and having the motivation and energy to actually do that. And I did that as a young kid who thought life was very short and that they weren't going to get the chance to do that. Here I am now, like 15 years later, and I'm just. I know, like, this is the other thing I thought about. Like, back then when I made that, I would be so angry with myself right now, but I'm not. I'm not angry or disappointed in myself. I fell down. And apparently, yeah, you can fall over and you can stay down for weeks, months, years. Longer than that, you can. It can happen. But you do eventually pick yourself back up and you get moving. You move forward. You never move backwards. Yeah, I plan on getting a new place, living by myself. It's gonna be scary, but it's gonna be worth it. And I know I have the support from friends, family. I've just got to do this for myself. Piano music, it's so relaxing. And just like, seriously, let me take 30 seconds. Just let it sink into your soul. don't know if that was 30 seconds, but gave me a chance to actually drink some water. Sometimes I forget how much like just talking and talking and talking can dehydrate you. I'm so happy and proud of myself that this is my way of talking. Like the energy, the nervousness, the nervous energy, the anxiety that doing this causes, that fear of it not being the best, or the fear of people not wanting to watch. To be very honest with you, the thing that really scares me the most about this is I'm trying to be as real and as raw with what I'm saying as I possibly can be. And I'm not just saying this to a friend, I need to change. And I guess this is my way of making myself accountable. I know friends listen to this. So, these people that know me, they know that I'm saying that I'm going to change. And I hope that they expect that from me. I hope that they expect me to change. And it's not pressure. It's that thing inside of me saying, that I should change. Now I need to change, not not just for myself, but well, actually no, that's a lie. I do need to change just for myself. I'm panicking now because it's like I'm hella scared about the future. But fear is energy. Same way every emotion is just energy. Energy you can use to just push forward, to look at yourself and go, this is the thing. This is where it needs to start. This is the hard part. Everything else will just fall in place. Not quite like that, of course, but everything will fall in place. And I need to stop saying that. I choose to change. A need, like saying that you need something, a need is, it just makes you like subconsciously sit there and go, well, I need to do this. But do I want to? Or is there a way out of this? You tell yourself that you choose to do something, your brain can't question it. Your subconscious, it can't question it. Because you are making a choice to do something. And I am choosing. I'm choosing this method of therapy. I'm choosing this method of moving forward, this drive. I'm choosing to have this drive. And after this podcast, I have a little bit of a long day ahead of me. Like I'm trying to do this as early as possible in the morning, like around 12ish, like midday. So not really morning, I guess. Like in the afternoon. It's coming up on 1 now. Yeah. I have a long day after this. I need to go and see if I can view that apartment. I need to do a lot of mind work studying, I think I need to clean up the space around me a little bit as well. And yeah, of course, I need to get this uploaded. And I need to do the one thing that I'm dreading doing, and that is spending money, because I don't like spending money that often. I was very anxious around spending money, I guess. But I need to. If I want this second episode of like the podcast on Spotify, I do need to. If I want everything else on Spotify after that, I need to do this. And I'm saying need again, but I'm choosing. This is what's going to happen. That's okay. Money kind of just flows. If you choose to say that money is hard to come by, or anything along those lines, then yeah, of course it is. Think of money as a magnet. Attract that to you. It'll come. It'll come. In the form of a new job. An up in payment. Random donation. Anything. It'll come. So yeah. I'm choosing to spend the extra on this to really get it going. I'm still actually really like excited and like really happy that like it's on Spotify, you know? And I know that can be like an easy thing to do, but it was actually a mild pain to Google and figure out how to do that. But I did. And it's on Spotify, you know? It's this thing, this app that everybody, I don't know if everybody uses it anymore, but as far as I know, everybody uses. Everybody like goes to that for their music, their podcasts, things like that. It's like that big thing, and it's there. That's amazing. I also realized that last episode it was like 40 minutes, and I think 40 minutes is actually pretty good. Of course, I will go for as long as I'm feeling like I should, and of course, as long as time permits. God, the realization that time isn't infinite, that's a game changer. It makes you really want to do things with your time. It makes you want to really sit there and like think, is this worth your time? And you know what? Just for all of you out there, if you've gotten this far in this, you're amazing people. Everybody is. I don't care what you've done in your past, present, or what you will do in your future. Everybody's an amazing person. Everybody deserves this best future that I'm rambling towards, you know? Everybody does. It's a really nice day out today. The position that like I've got my everything set up in, I can see outside, and as I said in the last thing, I'm agoraphobic. Leaving the house is not easy for me. It feels like as soon as I take a step out the door, I feel like I'm gonna die. But I do still kind of appreciate how nice it can be out there. Because it looks amazing. Got a forest behind my house, so it's like looking out the window, I just see trees and sun and blue sky and sometimes the occasional puppy, the occasional dog, you know, or occasional squirrel. I really do hope people find like their own way of dealing with things, I guess. Somewhere in my life, I decided that life wasn't worth it. Not entirely. So all I was going to do was just sit down and play games and be stuck in a chair and do nothing. Occasionally talk to people. Life is hella worth it. Life can be a beautifully chaotic thing. The image that I am actually using as the podcast background, the backdrop, you won't see this on Spotify, of course, but on the YouTube version of this, it's for those that do listen on Spotify, the actual background, and there's an Audacity symbol on the top left. Well, there you go. You know I use Audacity now. There you go. It's fine. But the it's basically like the left side of this is volcanic. It's, I guess, destruction. You know, it's volcanic. It's volcano, lava, dying trees, and all of this steam and smoke. But on the right side, you've got this beautiful cherry blossom tree and this like sunset, this ocean, this beauty. And I chose this because it really does, I guess, symbolize life in its own way. This is life. Life can be so chaotic and so destructive, but at the same time so goddamn beautiful. It can be so amazing. And it's not up to life or the universe to sit here and show you what's amazing. It's up to you to sit there and look at it and find the amazing thing yourself. Like, with everything that's going on with me right now, I could sit here and I could wallow in the misery and I could just sit in the chaos and the destruction that feels like my life right now. But the beauty in it is that life is giving me this big chance right now. The universe is literally screaming at me to change. I've just got to see it. And I do see it. And I'm going to keep repeating that until I own a big house. I'm leading this job that I love. You know, I own my own business. I am confident and I love myself. Until those things, until I don't know. Like I want to eventually. This is the weirdest thing for me to ever say, because I've never felt this before. But I want to be able to like maybe get married one day. You know, have that amazing person to spend and share and grow with. I want to be able to travel and God, it just this is the stuff that blows me away. I'm agoraphobic, and I'm saying I want to travel. I want to go skydiving. I want to go do some of the scariest things that you can do outside. And I already struggle getting out the door. But I'm going to. That fear of me getting outside, that's, I guess, the ego in me, the other side of my brain, the I guess, reptile side, the side of me that's sitting there saying, be afraid. Be scared. That side that wants to protect you from everything. Because guess what? Doing nothing is apparently safe. That's what that side of your brain wants you to believe. It wants you to think. But that's wrong. Doing nothing is what got me into this place to begin with. Now, the other side of my brain that's saying do it, that's the side I'm listening to. So yeah. Everything that I just said that I'm going to do, I'm going to do. And I really hope that if anybody can take anything away from this, it's that your brain will lie to you sometimes. Sometimes you will sit there and go, oh my god, this thing looks amazing, I should do this. And then a part of your brain will say to you, don't, it's scary. Be anxious, be afraid. Don't listen to that. If something truly amazes you, think of that. Just think of that amazement. Figure out where it comes from. Figure out what part of your brain is telling you that. It is up to you to decide. It always will be. Your life, your mind, your rules. getting like this excited energy now, and that's awesome because I need to use that for the rest of my day. And I think I want to end this on a really good note and just say that I'm really grateful for the ability to make a podcast like this. I'm really grateful for the things that I'm actually going through, no matter how much they scare me or how much they hurt. I am really grateful for the life I've had. And as much as I want to sit here and say I regret like not doing things, everything that's happened in my life has literally led up to this moment, to this point in my life where I finally have that clarity on what I want to do, who I want to become, the type of man that I want to be. So yeah, I'm grateful for all of it, and I don't regret it. And I'm grateful for anything right now, the weather, the roof over my head, the equipment that I used to set this up, the apartment that literally got offered to me. I'm grateful for the people around me, the friends, family. I'm grateful for the amazing human in my life that was the catalyst to all of this. Anyway, my name's Crow, and I really hope you have enjoyed this CrowsCast. I really do. And if you've, as I said, if you've gone this far, you are amazing people. Never forget that. Don't let anything tell you otherwise. Your life, your mind, your rules. You do what you want to do with it. Doesn't matter how scary it is, you do it. Now, thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to me ramble my way to a better future. I love you all. I love myself. And I really hope I'll see, or I guess talk to everybody next time again. Take care all.